keep sharing this live radio for the Yahoo Mesno and Nimbadina TV. My name is Patrick with I'm also here with veteran Louis Blay, who is here with me this evening. Alongside with Salome Songali, who is behind the camera this evening. So I guess people are just dancing the music, so I just shaking their heads and storming that toe out there. But time is man, Peter enemy. We have some 23 minutes running to the hour 10 o'clock from what I said and talk to you this evening. So we just going to take down the music and go directly to our studio guest. He's fully seated this evening. So Mr. Gay.
Thank you very much. I want to say welcome to you, Honorable Gwaikolo.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be with you.
We are quite aware that campaign is ending at 12 May night tonight. Just tell us, how have you been doing it?
Well, thank you. It's been a great experience. We are very happy that we are participating in this exercise because the relationship, which is a fundamental dimension in leadership, has been very good with our people. We have been relating well. They have received me well. I have been responsive to their aspirations and desires in the district. And so the campaign started in 2018 when we were seated. We were elected 2017, seated 2018. And that's when the campaign started. And it started by the kinds of things we did with for our people, working together with the citizens to make some interventions in their lives in the district that will help to enhance, to upgrade, our district. So I'm happy that we are culminating, ending the campaign today so that on Tuesday, we'll go to the ballot box and select our leader.
Have you been the incumbent and a lot of forces kind of coming to battle you? How strong have you been to overturn negativities that could overwhelm your strength to be re-elected?
Well, first of all, good, well-intentioned leaders have to be tolerant. They have to be resilient. They have to accept criticisms of all kinds, good, bad, destructive, undermining, because that's the strength of the leader. So we've been able to withstand all those vices that are usually associated, with electioneering. But my strength comes from the citizens that I've been working with throughout the 6 years. You will note, I will say to you that I've been working with, not I've been ruling, because leadership requires that you work with the people who depend on you, who look up to you. And that's my strength. Those citizens, whenever we have our citizens engagement, whenever we come in contact one-on-one or in mass meetings, what they say to me in terms of what their desires are is what is important to me. What I'm able to do, I do it. What I'm not able to do, we hold on to it, and we let them know that indeed these are things that we're going to defer and do later. So with that, the leadership is trusted. The leadership is held in high esteem because the leadership is truthful to his people. And that's what we've been exhibiting and demonstrating the last 6 years, for which we are asking our people to go back and vote us in so we can do more in the next 6 years for our citizens.
You have debate.
Well, from the feedback that I got from the citizens, they graded me high. From a score of 1 to 10, with 10 being the highest, they graded me 9 points. And the grade was not because they liked me, was not because of my personality, but because of the things that I have done, within the district. It was because of the way I presented the discussion, the way in which we articulated what our objectives are, what our desires are for the district. So that was the basis upon which, the message that we gave to our people resonated well, for which they thought I did well by scoring 9 points.
For the past 6 years almost, you've been in power. You've done extremely well in some areas. Can you remember a specific area that you didn't do well that you think if you are re-elected, you can improve on that?
The major challenge of this country is road connectivity. If I was to do a self-assessment, which is a relevant part of leadership, you have to stop for a moment and look back and look at yourself. What have I done well? What have I not done well? Where do I need to pay more focus on? I would say road rehabilitation. I wish we had done more in that, because road connectivity creates the condition for you to get in and out of the district quickly. It creates a condition for the economic activities to flow freely. It creates a condition for access to health, education, just socialization to occur in a district in a safe and quick manner. But we have some challenges, and the roads are still in a condition that needs some additional work. I must say, though, that even as much as we didn't do what we expected, we did major interventions, to the extent that our road to the district never cut. People in the 6 years had access on a daily basis. 1 or 2 days, one of the bridges will fall off and we'll go quickly and fix it up. But to say the district was locked up because access was not available, it never occurred in the last 6 years. And we're looking forward to even make improvements in the next 6 years when elected.
The entire campaign went on well, except for what one would call an isolated incident in the Gwaikolo area. Do you regret, and what was your response to that?
It's regrettable that citizens, that supporters will want to intrude into another person's program, which is a clear violation of the elections law. And that was the unfortunate situation in electoral district number 9 for the first time in Gwaikolo Chem 1. We had a program, it was scheduled. We're in the program. It was intruded by supporters of one of the candidates, Amos Myers. They came in recording with stick on their sides, and our people engaged them. No, this is not your program. You just cannot come in and start recording. So kindly excuse or stop the recording. They refused. And that's where the commotion started, where our guys, ushered them out of the hall, and they didn't like that. So they started fighting our people.
Election normally divides people, but after election, people have to come together. What mechanism, what strategy, assuming you are re-elected, that you will put forth to reunite, reconcile people, and allow Yahweh Messiah to stand as a leader?
Yes, thank you. That's a very good question, and I strongly believe that I will be elected. And once I'm elected, it will be my responsibility, one of the cardinal responsibilities, to bring the people back together. Because I know that during election time, people say a lot of things that are not worthy of saying. But it's left with the leader to go beyond that, bring all the parties together, bring the citizens together, and reconcile. Now, reconciliation is abstract. That means you don't see it, but you can take some actions that can lead to reconciliation. One of those actions is inclusive that we will provide when we shall have taken over, in 2024, is to be inclusive. Offer those who contested with us, offer their supporters responsibilities within the leadership realm that can help them to be part of the leadership, so that they will understand that our political diversity, our political differences cannot be a permanent, platform for enemyship or antagonism towards one another. It is very important. I mean, calling everybody together is a start where you have a reconciliatory meeting. But beyond that now, then you include, people, because sometimes people support us because they want job responsibilities. It boils down to what they call bread and butter issue. So because you opposed me and ran against me does not mean that you have you don't have an opportunity or should not have an opportunity to work. And if I'm in that responsibility, which I believe I will be in, I will invite, those people who opposed me, their supporters who opposed me, to be a part of the process where we all can provide leadership at some level in the district.
I want to ask you this question specifically. What sort of caucus you expect for NIMA to have 2024?
We started a situation where we did our best to bring some stability, among us in the legislative caucus. I expect that will continue. The stability, the cooperation, the harmony, the respect for one another, I believe will be increased, when we get into the 55th legislature, because we've laid the foundation already, where we told our colleagues in the 54th that indeed, being on the caucus is a privilege that has been given to us by our election into the House. And so therefore, we as state actors, legislative actors, must demonstrate the honorability that goes with the responsibility. So we will push that agenda even much stronger in the next legislature, which will be the 55th.
How difficult is it to be a lawmaker for a specific district in Liberia?
It is difficult, yet it is easy. It is difficult in the sense that you have to find a way to manage the expectations of those you work with, meaning the citizens, because our people, in addition to the three cardinal responsibilities of lawmakers, which is representation, lawmaking, and oversight, the fourth unofficial responsibility is community engagement. The citizens tend to focus more on community engagement, and they use that as a gauge, as a matrix to determine your success in the House. So that's what makes it difficult. But the easier part is those who are in the community, in the district, are ready and prepared to work with you. You must make yourself available to them so that even as they are engaging you on their community development agenda, work with them, give them some responsibilities as well. Then the both parties, you along with those you represent, will be able to make the job much easier. That's the way to go.
Okay, so today campaign will be closing by 12 May night. What key message do you have for your people in District Number 9?
I just first of all like to start by thanking our people. I'd like to take this time to extend a big thank you to the citizens of Electoral District Number 9. And the thank you comes from my heart because the 5 administrative districts of Electoral District Number 9 have seen our output and have appreciated the output by our engagement, most especially these few days. The people of Dole have seen what we have done, and they are pleasantly surprised that someone who is not from Dole is providing leadership that is inclusive of Dole. Citizens from Dole are employed directly in my office. Projects that we have done have included Dole Administrative District. The same thing is to be by us in Dole, to their appreciation and to their like. And so they've been calling us to extend thanks and appreciation to us. The Yahweh Mesono, which comprises Glenon, Zela, and Mesono, also are appreciative of our engagement, with them by doing things together that they can see, they can feel, and will remain there permanently. Another important aspect of the leadership is the personal relationship. Leadership is connectional. Leadership is relational. So you don't lord over citizens. You build a relationship that values what the citizens have to contribute to that leadership. And we've been able to do that. We speak to our citizens respectfully. We engage them and attend to them, even if it is personal requests. Once we have the capacity, we do that, so that they too can feel that they are part, citizens that are appreciated by their leader. So to those citizens, I say a big thank you. I also say thank you to those team members who have been working with me these few days going around the entire district. They have exercised a lot of professionalism. They have exercised a lot of tolerance. They have exercised a lot of protective capacity, where we have engaged our citizens respectfully, and they are there listening to our citizens, taking notes, guarding the process, making sure that things have been going successfully. If they had not been patient and tolerant, incidents like the ugly incident that happened in K1 would have really gone out of hand beyond, their recognition. So I say thank you to them. And what I say to my people is, this election is about development. This election is about moving our district ahead. This election is about making sure that we remove the stigma from our district that we are the least developed. We are at a stage now that a foundation is being laid better than whatever was done in the past. We cannot afford to go back, or we cannot afford to remain stagnant, remain standing in the same place. We have to go forward. And an opportunity is now so that we can be elected to that responsibility. And that election will end up in an inclusive governance exercise where we will be able to provide leadership that includes people from Doru, people from Do, people from Yahweh Mesono, the 3 administrative districts in Yahweh Mesono. Because leadership is a collective action. It's not a one-man show. You lead with people, and the people are there, and we must work along with them and include them in the leadership.
You with the ruling party, your citizens were very much enthusiastic, wanting to see the president visit Yahweh Mesono. But apparently, because of the barrow condition, he wasn't able to come to Yahweh Mesono. What will you tell them? Assuming you win the election, get re-elected, and the ruling party gets re-elected, what assurance there that you will make to ensure that the president visits Yahweh Mesono?
We have to look at this situation from several dimensions. One, the president did not come to electoral district number 9 because of barrow. No, that wasn't a reason that the president, could not come to electoral district number 9. It was because of the shortness of time. The shortness of time. Even I, have had a difficult time reaching to all the towns of district number 9 during this campaign process, because when you are engaged, if you are playing a program for 1 hour, you go to the town, it takes 3 hours, 4 hours. So it cuts into the time for you to make, the visit to all the places you want to visit. Now, a significant thing that we must be pleased about is the president's campaign team recognized our district, even as much as they didn't come, but it still put us on the schedule. That is important. That means that the president his team thought about us. Say, oh, we have a district in there that we must visit, district number 9. Unfortunately, It didn't happen. Unfortunately, district number 4 or 5 was not visited. Simply because districts that were not visited will be a priority when the president wins on October 10th, because they have told us that, as a matter of fact, the team came here and talked to the citizens, had a broadcast with them, just to extend apology to the citizens of electoral district number 9, that the president could not come to the scheduling issue. And so, therefore, that would be one of the important visits. A thank you visit will occur immediately after the elections.
The young people are the foot soldiers. You had the opportunity closing your campaign tonight. What message do you have for them, specifically the young people?
To the young people, I'd like to say a big thank you to them. We closed our campaign peacefully. We closed our campaign with managed low-key jubilation. We closed the campaign reflecting on what we have done in the past and planning for what we will do in the future. We closed the campaign on appreciating the citizens in a low-key way, to let them know that indeed they have done well, and we look up to them in providing us the support to be re-elected come October 10th. To our young people, the foot soldiers, the people who we look up to, who are in large percentage of, who make up large percentage of the citizenry, that the future is theirs. And so, as you go out and engage your citizens for the last time tonight, your colleagues for the last time tonight, do so meaningfully. Do so with the thought process that your action, once translated into...
It's 22 hours.
Once translated into positive engagement, will be a meaningful action that will help to improve the services that we provide to our citizens. My young people who are directly involved with me, and even those who are not directly involved with me, all belong in this district, and we must engage them with a view to empower them, provide educational opportunities for them, nurture them where they need to be nurtured, counsel them and guide them, so that at the end of the day, when that generational change, which is inevitable because it will happen, they will be prepared to take on the mantle of leadership in all aspects of leadership in this country.
What is your take on the trend of democracy in Liberia now?
Democracy is getting good because it's an opportunity for people to exchange ideas on their political issues. To me, is the toxicity that is involved with democratic principles and tendencies. Because you and I are from opposite political institutions, or we have different political ideologies, should not translate into violence, should not translate into abuse of one another, should not translate into disrespect and insults. No. Politics, which leads to democratic tendencies and also is an element of democratic tendencies, don't call for that. It's a battleground, quote unquote, but battleground of exchange of ideas that can be articulated without you abusing anybody. So the young people who are normally engaged in that, I'm concerned about them. If they now are to provide political leadership tomorrow, how are they preparing themselves for that? The use of invectives, of bad languages, insulting one another, is not good preparation for them. And so I always counsel them, because at the end of the day, they will be there and should be there, to help lead this country when that time comes for them.
Specific issue that you would like to mention that we haven't talked about?
Well, again, I like to say to our people, The campaign, the election that we've been waiting for is to happen in 2 days. I want to post soberly, reflecting on what it is that you want our nation to be like, reflecting on what it is that you want our district to be like. Because all of us in our own mind have a vision, have a pictorial of what we want our area to be like. I know we want our area to have better schools. We have provided educational facilities in this district. We want our district to have good health care facilities. We have done that, even to the extent that we advocated for the budgetary allocation of this country to have some money included here for our clinic in Zikepa. We want to have easier access to our district. We've constructed a ferry that has now given us easier access to our district. We want to have our educational standards uplifted. We work hard to have high school established in the electoral administrative district of Dole, where now we have 2 high schools in electoral district number 9. We like to have, a place where legislative staff will be properly seated in this district. We have done that. We like to have good, safe drinking water for our people. We've done that. We like to have our women, our market women, to be seated in a place where they can trade, sell their markets, for them to be empowered. We have done that. More importantly, we have embraced the entire 5 administrative districts of this electoral district so that we can push for unity, we can push for peace, and we can push for development. Reconciliation comes from recognizing that indeed we have to come together. And to all of us who are in this space, I tell them that based on what we have seen during this campaign process, victory is ours clearly. And once we are victorious, we embrace all who have been in the race, their followers, so that they too can have an opportunity to express their own professional arrangement through job opportunities, which some of the people look up to, through educational opportunities, especially for our young people who seek additional education, through just social arrangement where our people will be respected, our people will be supported, and infrastructure development that our people need greatly will be pursued and accomplished.
And so finally, can you just speak to your people in the Ghana, because the old minds and the old papi, all of them around the radio and listening to you this evening?
Surely. Un dano, un leno, un beno, un lekino, nono. Un wake up by yin piemo. Un wake up by Maka Zuoke. Mage mean saying that when got this Renamo, un Kazuoke, the Takwa bo. Gopideze mo enzi ntako kwambu kale ake dislado ka ko yangu kanaze ka ko ka yangu ke nka zoge anwen bi wono sei ne kwa ke disweze mo pani ne kwa ke ka be pekebe ko mundu nke sreye sremie ka ko yawi a kokole iro agito ro ko nwake yi wona ko kwake miwake iro mesro ko nwake le yi panu zela ko nwake le yi palo blinga ko nwake le yi so do abo ke kwa misi mi kwala si kwa si kwa yireka because ye ba nwoke de wona lu bia bi penka de kwa sreda o ke tere ature zia let them go let their ella. There's the ye can there. Ke edu dear as a quack edu yedo. Yeah. Why get a ta pasremo? Di idwa peda globa ye yireta sremo. Me le kwa kayi ke srado diega. Me le ko ido no. Me le ko na kuli me le ko na kuli to. So among the ke kole kwa sin kwa ke. Le kwa ke on yura le kwa ba mo no e bereze dia le kwa ke on yura. Le ko lo amo to e lo ke bereze e dia lo no. So among the one le kwa kezie ka yire tayi ke tule ya ka du ye ke kanon ne en la zo ge ma ge ke du ge ke kai ka non ne already so ka ke kwa sing kwa to ke tie ba ke tule ke kwa ke won ke bia kwa ke we pa king ne kwa ke mona pe ekse ye kwa ke ye mi ke re kwa si ko si kwa si because en won ke ye ka ko e ko lewe ma ko do agbanle ye me e to ko gbanle so amon ke we ka pie ma we ka ba ma ka zo ge zino fi fika ziga ko ya we do pireze mo ka ko ya we tero ke ado pireze mo ka ke panaze anzo da le zino fi fika da zo kire mire kwa se te suna mo yemi ake won ke pe egben kere yemi ake won ke pe ai esre abdo die ka zure we amo so amo ke nka zo ge mi devo ka do lebe kolo zina kale ka mi kana kalo kike kalo lo kike me kana kwani kwa je buke kia ziel ke be me kana ka be ka wondum ke ka be ka si la ule assim ula ya ke bi kwa zie do kwa nwoke kole ka we kwa do so dole lo ke be ogbu womo so ko ka zo ga wen ko ka zo ge fen le do ka bo die kwa lo ka zuka one kwa ke kwa kine kwa ke eke ke wonka nka sin ka zobio.
Okay, so thank you very much, and thank you for being here with us this evening. And I've been here with I, Professor Louis Lee, veteran Louis Lee from Snogawi, alongside with Salome Sokale, who been behind the camera there doing everything possible that everyone across the world watching you. I guess Madam Marie Bobo, joining us from Australia, Livingston Garcia is following, and the list goes on. So we'd love to say thank you very much for being with us this evening.
Thank you. It was a pleasure having me. Thank you so much.
Wow.